What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Daily Misfire. I am hopefully going to try to do this all in one take, so we'll see how well that goes. But I'm going to be showing you what the heck is happening to the Camaro, because I posted a few videos about the Camaro getting taken apart, but I haven't gone super far into like that and why that is happening. So I'm going to go run through everything. We're going to start at the engine, and then we're going to walk through the car itself, and then we're going to circle back to the engine on what I'm doing tonight, what I've done tonight. And yeah, this is going to be mostly a talking video, not necessarily me working, but mostly what I've done and what I'm going to do and what the plan is for getting it ready to go. Hopefully driving by the end of next week is kind of the goal. We were supposed to go to a car show with the car this like coming Saturday, as in like today's Wednesday, so like 3 days from now, Wednesday. That's not going to happen because we have a lot of stuff to do, and I want to get all this stuff done for the car just because it'll make the car 100 times better. And we can probably do a few of the things like in tandem and get it running, but yeah. So let me walk you through everything. Let's get going. So first things first, the 327 in it was an imposter. So while this thing was coded as a 327, if you run the number on the back of the block, that number right there shows that it's like a 7D Chevelle 327. But looking at this engine, when I pulled it apart, because I got the heads and stuff off because it had some really awesome 72cc smogger heads on it, and those aren't going to do. So I put my 462 fuelies on it. That'll make this thing a lot better. Come to find out, this is a 20 over 327 that has now become a 350. So someone threw a 350 crank in this thing, and so now it's a 352 or whatever it is, whatever a 20 over 350 is, 353. I don't know what it is. I left the cam that was in it because we don't have another cam that I'm gonna swap into it. This is a low buck thing, basically just doing what parts we had. Because originally this whole entire thing was because this seal right here was leaking so bad that it actually turned the balancer black and slung oil all over the inside of the engine bay. So that pretty much made me, because I had to pull the timing chain cover off, we had to do a bunch of other stuff, so I'm like, well, I'm here, it's not that big of a deal to change the heads. It's just a set of head gaskets that has a difference, so, and a couple extra days. So took the pan off, got it all cleaned up, because it was originally we painted this originally too, but so this time I cleaned it up, and it's gonna be rocking chrome, so that'll look good with the valve covers and the aluminum intake on it. These heads have a set of comp cam springs in them for like 500 lift. They're good to 500. I don't know what this cam is, but I know it's not that big. At any rate, these will definitely run better because these are now 202 1.6s, and they have been gasket matched and a bunch of other stuff. So these are a good set of heads that are going on this engine. Timing chain was really good on it. I'm getting ready to, this balancer wasn't degreed or anything, so I just put in kind of some marks on it and got it kind of lined out. We have a set of punches. I don't know where they are right now, or else I would actually punch all of these and repaint the balancer. But for right now, the number one, I always make white, so that when you have the timing light on it, it's easier to see instead of black in the engine bay. So when you go to start it and try to set timing and do all that stuff, it's a lot easier to see white. So that's the reason for that, in case you're wondering. I haven't rolled up on one, so I'm about to start going through the fire order. And I am one of those people that'll do these two together and then go the 8 and do those two and then 4 and go around that way. I'm not one of those people that goes, you have to do one of them and then you have to go the other one. It doesn't seem like it really matters. So we've been all around it on this car, and it hasn't mattered. So that's kind of what's going on with the engine. We'll go back to that here in a second. And engine bay, as you can see, there's something in here that wasn't in here before. That is right. It is being converted to power steering. So this car originally did not have power steering in it. It was a manual steering with a redhead box, and that was the hardest to turn redhead box I've ever been. Granted, I've only been around one ever, this one, and that was absolutely miserable to drive. Like, my Nova has manual steering on it, and it's like, I've driven my entire life with that car with a manual box, and I'm like, it's totally fine. This was miserable to drive. So we're changing that out to, it is a 74 Nova power steering box. We had to get a new pitman arm for it and stuff, so that's on its way. That's why the steering isn't hooked up right now. In case you were wondering, the steering's not hooked up. But yeah, so that's going on right now there, as well as, if you see that dirty, nasty little master cylinder over there, this is currently a manual drum in the rear, disc in the front brake car. It was originally a four-wheel drum brake car when we got it from her parents. And it was four-wheel drum, did not like stopping in the front, so we ended up putting, this is a stock replacement, like it's not like a 72 A body, drum disc brake setup, and I happen to have a booster because this car just got converted from, it went from being manual brakes when we first got it, manual four-wheel drum, to power two-wheel disc, and then I converted to power four-wheel disc, and now it is manual four-disc brakes again because of the nice 107 lobe separation cam that's rumpity in there. It doesn't like making vacuum, so ergo vacuum brakes don't worky, and did not like stalling or holding brake pedal at the starting line, so manual brakes. And honestly, I like them better. So in this car, this is way better. But that pedal is weird in that car too. That car was rebuilt at some point in the 90s, and I don't know how well they rebuilt that car before her parents bought it. So we're going to start going through every little bit of that car, try to get it together, try to get it running correctly, get it driving correctly, do all these things. I'm going to put subframe connectors in because that's what I do. We're at some point probably going to do, you know, adjustable shocks all the way around it, maybe tubular suspension on the front of it. Do an overdrive transmission, pause your rear end, do the stuff through it. Leave the 350 that's in it, 327, 350 that's in it. Leave that in there, do overdrive, do that kind of stuff in the car. Do a shifter, do that kind of stuff because it's on the column and there's no center console or anything in it. So I want to put a center console in this with a factory correct shifter. So that's the kind of the goal that I'm going to be working on doing. And if you see that bag right there, that's an FiTech bag. Yep, that is another thing that's going to be happening with this engine. So I'm going to be putting the 400 horsepower system that I've had for probably at least 6 years. It's sitting, I think, excuse me, I think it's sitting in a box over here. Yeah, it's sitting underneath that electric fan right there. So that was on the Nova 8 months ago, whenever the 283 came out of the car. That was on the Nova with the 283 in it. Before that, it was on the 350 that was in the Nova for 3 years? 2 years? It's been a while. I've had that system for better part of like 5 or 6 years at this point. And I have the 600 horsepower system that's on the dually, and that was on the Nova. I replaced that one with the 600 horsepower system, and the injector driver went out in that one because I got that one used. And the guy's like, I don't know, something's goofy with it. And I'm like, you might have done the wiring incorrectly. I don't know. Also, I'm going to be doing a video about EFI tuning and stuff like that, and just showing my settings on everything on both the Nova and that, and then I'll do some point the Camaro too when we get it together and running. But yeah, so that injector driver went out, so then I ended up swapping the 400 horsepower system back on the car, and that was what was on the car until we came to Tennessee last year, and it ran. I drove the car around with it until we started doing the 350 Mayhem swap, and the entire car changed in the last 8 months. So Nova's good with that Go EFI Classic system on it now. 1260s, 1256 technically, 107. Yeah. That's what's going to be going on the 350 now. It's a 350. That's what's going to be going into it. We still have the power glide in it. It still has 3-weight rear gear. But saying that, with that FiTech system, with these heads, it should pick up a decent amount of power. And they're a dished piston in it, so I I don't know pistons well enough to be able to like, oh yeah, it's a 12cc or 8cc. It was a dished GM factory piston that was 20 over. So the 64cc chambers of those have been decked a little bit, like tiny amount. When they were rebuilt, they've imported. They have stainless swirl port valves and stuff in it. I mean, they're a good set of heads. So that should make this car run way better. And the more as we go further through the car, it'll just make it better and better and better. But yeah, so it'll be power steering, power disc brakes, fuel injected, 350, and a 67 Camaro convertible. Gabby's gonna like it. She's never really driven FI fuel injection stuff, aside a little bit of the dually, and she's hasn't really driven this car. So I think she's gonna be very impressed with the way that changes the way the car drives, and then the power steering completely changes the way this car handles, and then brakes with the power booster and stuff. I think she's gonna like it. So I'm gonna have to cut apart the master cylinder and get that off the wall. Probably have to cut a little bit bigger of a hole and stuff and go through that whole monkey motion, but I think it should be really good. So with that being said, I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to adjust valves, and I'm going to let you guys go. So be sure to like and subscribe. I'm probably not going to video this, but we'll video other stuff. I've been kind of like chilling after drag week and going like, what am I going to do with my life now? I don't know. There's like 37,000 things up in the air right now. Like there always is, and I always say that, and yeah, because it's always true. So yeah, be sure to subscribe. We're almost to 1,000 subs, so thank all of you guys that have already subscribed, and if you aren't now, please do. Help us get there. With that being said, I'll see you guys later. Peace.